Um, Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for being here on this Zoom training for Mountain Health Co-op broker training today. This is just an historic time for the state of Wyoming, and you're part of this history too, stepping up to the plate, getting appointed with us, and doing some great things for the people of Wyoming. And so just in a minute here, we're going to get rolling. I'm looking at still just about 2 o'clock, just flipped on my Garmin. So, but we've got a lot of material to cover. So I'm seeing the needle hold there at 19 for the last minute, Richard. I think we'll just move ahead here. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Richard Miltenberger. Richard is the president, CEO of Mountain Health Co-ops. So pleasure to have him with us to give his insights and introduce us into this broker training. Take it away, Richard.
Well, thank you, Rich. And yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. We had, this is the second Wyoming agent webinar. Appreciate your being part of it. I'll be quick. I just wanted to say a few words about our company. And first off, we are a health co-op. So we're a cooperative. Many of you have, if you're like me, I live here in Montana. We're based in Montana. That's our domicile. We have an office in Cheyenne and 3 employees in Wyoming. But we're new there. We're newcomers, but we're not newcomers to this business. Most of us have decades of experience, and the company itself is almost 10 years old. We've been offering on the exchange, the marketplace, if you will, in Montana for about, this will be our 7th year coming up, and in Idaho coming up to our 6th year. And the purpose of these health co-ops was originally to provide competition. And that's why we've expanded to Wyoming, is to provide additional competition. Nothing negative. In fact, I'd be very complimentary of the companies or company that is on the marketplace today in Wyoming. Thank goodness they're there, offering consumers access to the advanced premium tax credits that keep the individual engine moving, if you will, under the Affordable Care Act. But I think we all would agree that in this business, as in every business, consumer choice is a big deal. It really makes everybody better. If we had one kind of automobile, there wouldn't be the kind of choices that you have today or the quality. We feel the same way with health insurance. Our company is doing very well financially. We are not only have we succeeded in maintaining a strong risk-based capital, we're really well beyond what is necessary. We're not an extravagant level, but at this point on the books, we're over 500% of authorized control level, a 500% RBC, if you keep track of those things. So in a very nice position. And for that reason, we felt it was important to use that capital, if you will, to provide this opportunity for the folks in Wyoming. I've got 40 years in this business, and many of those years have been on the insurance agency agent side, broker side, if you will, and many on the carrier side. And many of our folks have been on both sides of the continuum. And I would tell you that as an organization, we are committed, we have been committed since day one to agent distribution. You guys and gals are the front line of healthcare in America. And whether it's individual, small group, large group, business owners and individuals appropriately look to insurance agents to guide them. I tell folks, I recently had a friend here in town, engineer here in Helena, Montana, who said, "Hey, how can I get signed up?" And I said, "Well, I can tell you, he wanted to come to us directly." I said, "You can come to us directly." I said, "But we're only going to give you one option." And I said, "An insurance agent can give you other options and help evaluate those, because it's kind of complicated. In fact, it's very complicated. So I send them off to an independent agent. I hope they do business with us. But that is our attitude, is we would prefer to get business. Even if it's a personal friend of mine, I'd prefer to have them have an agent. It just keeps things clean, keeps everybody honest, if you will. And so it's the way the system is designed, and appropriately so. So that's our commitment to you, is to respect your position, respect what you do, and respect the connection that you have with the client. My dad, who was in this business for many years before I was, used to say you leave the dance with the girl that brung you. In other words, if you bring us a client, it's our position that that's your client that you have introduced to us, and we will not do anything to undermine that relationship. Secondly, I would just tell you that as a cooperative form of government, this really works. As I said, I've been with other companies, for-profit like United Healthcare, nonprofit. I've been in the blue system in the past, and this cooperative model really works well. I'm delighted with how it works here. We have a board of directors. We just had a board election. So every one of our 30,000 members or all those that are over age 18, get a chance to vote for other members who are running to be on the board. And it's competitive. So there's 8 people running for 4 slots, and you get to read their biographies, find out about them, and then make a choice. And that's how the board is elected. And it makes a difference because so often in an organization, you either have outside investors that are the ones you're answering to, and you've got to have those quarterly returns, or you have, on the other hand, organizations that may be technically nonprofit, but over time tend to look inward and look to the good of the organization only, as opposed to really keeping the consumer in view. And I think having a board made up of members who are writing checks every month, some are employer members and some are individual members, talented people, wide variety of backgrounds. It makes a difference because the commitment then is to the member. You're going to hear about some things we're doing that are just, I think, extraordinary. The goal of this organization is not just to provide competition. The goal is really to improve our members' health. And how do you do that as an insurance company? Well, for one thing, you can begin investing in it, right? So we're not a clinic. We're not the hospital. We don't want to put ourselves in that level. Those are the folks that are the front line of healthcare. But we do want to put ourselves in a position where we're saying, you know what? The head is connected to the body. Healthcare doesn't stop at the neck. So why on earth wouldn't we pay for an eye exam every year or a dental exam? So we pay for a dental exam, eye exam every year. Well, why is that? It's not just a gimmick, but because a lot of people, especially, and I'll pick on my own gender here, a lot of young males don't go to the doctor unless they're very sick. And so, but a lot of people don't. And this way, people are afraid to go to the doctor. They might say, I'm afraid of needles, or I don't want the doctor to tell me to quit smoking or whatever, but they will go to an eye doctor and get their vision checked and see if they need glasses. And that eye doctor might be the first person to find out that person's diabetic and send them on to a primary care physician. Dentist, same thing. People will go to the dentist. So we're trying to get people to engage with the healthcare system. I'm going to say one more thing, then I'll shut up. I don't want to steal everybody else's thunder. You're going to hear some great things today from Rich Wessenberg and from others on our team. But I will say this next year, we have a game changer in what we're doing. And it's exciting to me because it takes us to a new level. This is something that large companies have done for a number of years in their self-funded plans. I mean, the mega companies, 10,000 more employees, have begun to say, you know what? We're tired of paying for our diabetics to show up in the emergency room. Let's pay for their insulin already. Let's get it taken care of. Let's keep them out of the emergency room. Let's keep them healthy to begin with. Same thing with asthmatics. People with asthma end up in the emergency room a lot. And quite often it's because they don't have the inhaler. They ran out, what have you. We're taking away the copays and making those preventative medications, hundreds of preventative medications. And this is not pie in the sky stuff. It's not an effort at just trying to woo people in a marketing perspective. This is about healthcare. And let me tell you, the evidence is in. There's a return here. The actual claims will go down, the medical claims, those emergency room connections, and the quality of health goes up by making these few small measures. So we're excited about that. We're new to Wyoming, but we have not been doing what I just described, that value-based preventive medication list. We have not done that heretofore in Montana or Idaho. It's new, and it's new in all 3 states, including Wyoming, January 1st. And very excited about that. You'll hear more about that and other things. But what I would tell you is from our perspective, we're very committed to Wyoming, very delighted you are choosing to hear from us today. I'll give you something I don't think many of you have with other companies. That's my personal cell phone number. So get a pencil out if you'd like, 406-459-0203, 406-459-0203. Feel free to call me for any reason. Obviously, you're probably more likely to get, if you need something fixed, other people in the company might be able to fix it faster because they can just go right on and do it. But I just want to hear from you if there's something that's not working well. And I want you folks to know that we're committed to making sure this is all done right. That's the way we've got a tradition now of a decade of doing things right. Always do the right thing. That's kind of my motto. And it's going to be what's going to lead us into Wyoming, is doing the right thing. Rich Wessenberg, I'm done. Thank you all. And take it away, Rich.
Thank you so much, Richard. And like I said in the last meeting, I will give anybody who's on this call a buck if you've ever had a CEO from a health insurance company give his cell phone number and then invite you to call him. So what a way to start the meeting and all that great information. You guys, like I said, this is historic. It's historic for Wyoming. And as we move forward, like Richard said, the mission to make our members, this model, I'd say right from the beginning, whatever your experience is, as we get into this training and we start peeling the layers back about this company, this model, you got to put aside all your past experiences, because this is the power of the co-op. And we're going to dig down into that. And also, I'd like to put this little prop I got in the mail today. This is from a Wyoming business that sent me a thank you letter and wants to do business with us. Now, who writes letters and asks to do group insurance anymore? But this company did. This is Wyoming. And then I went to their website and checked it out. And I'm like, that's how personal this company. So came from the west side of the state. Won't say much more. But I got to tell you, they're hungry out there. The letters are coming in. Let's get into this PowerPoint. All right, next slide, training. Next slide, please. Let's begin. Wherever you go, and I got a little side window here. Wherever you're going, we've got you covered. Individual, employer plans, Medicare supplements. So we're going to break this down as we get into the training here today. What I want you to take away is we are covering all the bases. Next slide, please. I still got a little thing on my window here. Sorry. Get this down. That's not going anywhere. Okay. We're a Mountain Health Co-op, created for, governed by, and proudly serving people just like you. We believe in quality over quantity. Boy, is that a big statement. There is strength in being locally owned. Our ideas on what it means to be an all for one and one for all co-op stretch further than any corporate tagline ever could. Come as you are, whoever you are, we're Mountain Health Co-op. We belong to you and you belong here. So this is really laying the foundation of what this company is about. It came out of the Affordable Care Act. Love it, hate it. This is one great thing that came out of it. And any of you guys who've been in the business significantly here in Wyoming, this is a huge deal, because really everybody has been pulling out of Wyoming, leaving Wyoming, and not coming back in the healthcare industry. And so having this idea of this model to come in and embrace all the people of Wyoming, not just cherry picking the large group, and you know that, but also all lines, on exchange, off exchange, med supplements, small group, large group. They're in it. We've got an office here in Cheyenne. We're looking to expand and grow, and we want to be hand to hand with the people of Wyoming. Next slide, please. This is our team. I'd like to introduce our team to our company. And this marketing team is led by Jeff Swingley, Director of Sales. Jeff is, if there was ever a definition of a guy out of Helena, Montana, Jeff's picture would be next to it. This guy is just got a big heart and from that great state, but on his desk, he's got a little picture and it says hustle on it. And that really impressed me. Plus, he's got all the states there, a big state of Wyoming up there, and he's focused on helping all of us. And he's providing great leadership and insight. He's our Director of Sales. He's on the call here. Next on our team is Lori Hedberg, Account Manager. She's doing the large group And like Jeff, she hails from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Montana. Richard was alluding to that. There's a lot of us. And as you guys know, I've talked to you, I'm a retired Blue Cross Wyoming guy. A lot of us have Blues or other health insurance company. Lori, 40 years of experience. So, wow, so excited to have her on board. Cheryl Charbonneau, account manager. A lot of experience with a lot of different companies and in sales and marketing, 52 years of experience. You'll be coming across Cheryl. She's handling a lot of different things. Then we have Carly Symak, marketing service rep, just passed that most difficult health insurance test and starting her health insurance industry career with the co-op. So excited to have Carly. You'll be mixing it up with her as we're getting business on the books. And then also we have Knut Clevin, who's our sales executive in Idaho. So just like I'm the exec here in Wyoming, if you happen to do business in Idaho, Knut would be your contact there. If you do business in Montana, Jeff is going to be your contact there. And you guys know me, been in the business 22 years, just got all kinds of experience in this stuff. Just love this business, love the people. It's going to be an exciting journey ahead. Next slide, please. We're solid financially. That's what Richard alluded to. Continue to make positive changes for the future. We have a strong RBC, risk-based capital levels. 400 is what's required. And man, if you're doing anything above what's required, to me, that's gravy. Well, we're at 530% through August 2020. And I will tell you, through all my years at Blue Cross Wyoming and seeing the insurance industry, seeing health insurance companies, even Blues go down, they can go down financially. And those of us who worked in Wyoming, you can think about the companies, the Win Health, or companies who pulled out because they're not making enough here. Well, we're at 530% risk-based capital, and it's not coming in here, just to survive. They're coming in here strong because they can come in here strong and to provide all lines of product lines. So this is exciting. Our net income profitability for this year is $14 million through August 20th, 2020, and member-owned profits invested back into the company. And so as we go through this training and you see these expanded benefits that Richard teed us up for, this is how these profits are coming back to our members. Next slide, please. Together we can, proudly changing the way people receive quality healthcare. The Mountain Health Co-op will continue to use in 2021 the University of Utah Health Plans as our plan administrator. So these guys are our TPA. And this is really important to understand in that I'm the small group individual. I would encourage you to go out to the website. This is where the customer service calls are going to be going to, but they're strong partners with us as we move forward and provide excellent service. These guys are a big, strong company, the University of Utah Health Plans. Next slide, please. The Mountain Health Co-op updates. We are now Mountain Health Co-op in all states. See, Mountain Health Co-op is our doing business as. Initially, the company was Montana Health Co-op, and then when they opened up Idaho, they called them Mountain Health Co-op. And then what we've recently done this summer is all 3 states are called Mountain Health Co-op in all states. We have focused on diversifying and growing group business with success. There's a history to this. The co-op, originally coming out of the Affordable Care Act, focused on individual plans. Well, they've done a great job doing that. Close to 50% of the individual market in Montana. When I heard that, just first going, I got hired back in March about that I was like, check that box off as a strong company, because whatever state you're in, when you study this health insurance and you got 50% of any state in the individual market, and we know about how strong a Blue Cross plan can be in a state, these guys know how to do the business right. To me, it reflects a lot of hard, good work, good laborers that will carry on here in Wyoming. We've entered the senior market. That's something new that started June this year to further expand our offerings. And it just makes good sense. You want to be in the med supplement business. We'll go over that in detail further in the discussion, but I'm really excited about this med supplement, because if you have the individual, you got the group business, and these members age up, and you can keep them in the co-op, this wonderful model of how to manage the healthcare business, where I really like Richard's comment. It's about the members and their health. That's our focus. And so we're not looking internally in the company. Of course, we got to be strong financially, but always looking on how to best serve our members, their health first and foremost in our minds. Richard expanding on that dental and vision coverage. This is what I've seen constantly as I've been an employee of this company. And I can't tell you how refreshing it is to be and work for this company. And you too, as you work with us, you're going to see this evidence, this focus on the members. And that's why I say whatever experience you have in the past, you're going to have to set them aside when you start working with Mountain Health Co-op. We continue to provide further benefits to our members for a more health coverage experience. So all you're going to see is better and better as we raise the bar and be leaders in doing this health insurance for the people in our co-op model. Next slide, please. Membership. We have roughly close to 10,000 members in Idaho, 20,000 in Montana. And, I really like this slide because it really shows the power of the co-op model. I love that movie Inception and how powerful of idea, if any of you guys are movie buffs. But anyway, it's the power of an idea. And I've seen that in my career and in my lifetime. If you've got something that has the right core value to it and you've got people backing it up, that's what these numbers tell you. And it's really good hard work, but more importantly, it's a lot of reflection of doing right. And next year, when I see that Wyoming up here, I really look to see some great numbers up there, and we continue to build that. Because I will tell you, here in Wyoming in 1945 is when health insurance started. And it started by a group of ladies from Martin West Farm Bureau over in Laramie on a $5,000 note. And you know what the reason why they started health insurance? Because they saw their neighbors going broke. And don't you see it today? Google look up, still the number one reason people are going financially broke is medical bills. And we can be part of a model, and you can help your customers have the opportunity to get work within this model and develop this model to be a strong company and keep raising the bar of this industry to do it right. And so they don't end up having to be financially stricken with medical bills. And so I really think this is a fantastic outlook as you look at this. And it's just, to me, a reflection of all the good hard work and also a great idea, member-owned, member-driven, member-governed health insurance. Next slide, please. Membership, 92% of our business is individual, only 8% is group. The slide before, last year, the slide said 98% was individual, only 2% group. Guys, take this to heart. We're growing the group business, and you can be part of the history. Let's start writing that group business like crazy. And group has seen an increase of 6% compared to last. I want to see double digits there. And we'll finish higher by the end of the year. We already seen it in the pipeline. And so fantastic stuff happening in all lines of business. The average age of our membership is 40, the split 50-50 male-female, and 20% of the members are enrolled in our cost share reduction plans and also our Native American plans. So overall, look at our membership. We're going to develop that discussion as we go to the next slide, please. Here's more about our membership. This slide is talking about no broker of record when you see the percentages. Now, what you see here is really, it's telling a story for Idaho and Montana. On Idaho, we see more broker involvement, which means then better direction as you see the percentages here on which plans to buy. And when you see Montana and you see a higher reflection of no broker of record, then the choices of plans that really another plan with a better choice isn't happening, like silver, bronze, and people are making poor choices just by going out to the exchange and enrolling themselves. The community needs you guys. These products are sophisticated, complicated products. Everybody knows that. I just took a serious call, worked with one of you guys out there, and there was no way we could advise that guy without sitting down, because you cannot make a decision on which plan just based on premium. The line of prescription drugs, this guy, and everything else that was needed in his coverage. So my point is there's great needs out there, being healthy or ill. The point is they need your guidance. I'd look to see Wyoming up here. Love to see really 100% all you brokers involved. And so because we need you guys in the community representing us. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. There we go. Mountain Health Co-op. Individual. Here we've got our plan designs. Now, our name of our plans, HP, is High Plains Plans, Silver, Gold, Bronze, Bronze Plus, and Bronze. So the outline of our plan designs, as you can see, you've got deductibles, co-insurance, cap max out-of-pockets, co-pays. So you'll see a lot of things familiar maybe with some of our competitors, some things different. we're going to have our pharmacy director, Mark Eichler, on, and he's going to review a big difference in the prescription drug category. So don't want to miss that. But when we look at this, we've got a strong design, and we're going to adapt as the needs go on and what's best for the people. Next slide, please. And now we have our small group plan designs up here: High Plains Silver Plus, High Plains Silver, High Plains Gold, and High Plains Bronze. You got our deductibles, co-insurance, CatMax out-of-pockets, prescription drug. And so the value-based programs in place: preventive pharmacy, medical, no charge. So really, you take an outline, there it is. Again, all this information is on our website. And I would encourage you to go out there. Our summaries are out there, the subscription agreements. Learn our benefits in detail. Call us if you have questions about any of these things, because as I started to work those subscription agreements, and I made a living in my career knowing these things front and back, really make the difference from other companies and what they cover and won't cover. So you really want to know what we're doing, and it's always members in mind. Next slide, please. Open enrollment. Marketing efforts will revolve heavily on social media, digital media, postcards, and billboards. You may have seen them already in your area. I can tell you, I have received calls from people all over the state of Wyoming on the postcard campaign we've done. I've had some companies come in through our billboards. And so social media, digital media, it's all going out there, guys. And I tell you, it's going to churn up a lot of business, and we want to get this to you. Following the election, radio will be utilized. Focus will be placed on education for prescription drug benefits, including zero cost share on most insulin medications. As Richard alluded to in the beginning, how critical diabetes, getting that diagnosed and treated. Special highlights for dental and vision exam reimbursements. We'll break that down for you. Next slide, please. 2021 benefits, products and benefits. We believe, now this is a critical slide, really kind of outlines the whole benefit package. We believe in the whole body of health. Each member has a reimbursement credit for annual dental and vision exams. So we're going to go through in the upcoming slides how to turn those claims in. But again, there's a profile of your health in your mouth, in your vision, along with those annual exams. The co-op covers travel expenses for members in need of certain out-of-state care. Now, this goes with our University of Utah benefits. And so we're tertiary care, really special needs. There's even waiving of deductible in certain situations. You're going to want to learn this benefit. And so, but it covers travel expenses. We'll break it down in other slides. I think that's a huge benefit, especially in our day and time. We, instead of going to somewhere where these expenses for some of these critical access places are just out of this world. And if we can get these guys going to where something's more affordable and do this business in a financially, but still not sacrifice on quality, that's the way to do the business right. We proudly cover 100% of preventive care checkups and screenings. Members have access to board-certified doctors wherever they go, 24/7 by phone. We'll talk more about that, tablet or computer. The co-op's pharmacy program covers hundreds of drugs at zero cost for members. Next slide, please. All right, we're going to get into this section of our program where our pharmacy director, Mark Eichler, is going to take over and really explain to some of these exciting new opportunities that are going to be in effect for 2021 on our prescription drug. Mark, take it over.
Thanks, Rich. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you loud and clear.
Okay, wonderful. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's not often that an insurer will spend as much time in an agent training about the pharmacy benefit as we're going to in the next 3 to 5 slides today, nor do I get that much time from the sales guys to even talk to you. But this will be great, because I think you'll understand in the next few slides of why we are spending a little more time on pharmacy benefit management, or what our PBM is. You will not see slides from Express Scripts, OptumRx, Prime Therapeutics, or even CVS here in the next few slides, and there's a reason for that. Along with our TPA, the University of Utah Health Plan, we found the need to kind of work with them to kind of create our own PBM offering, if you will, and that PBM that we use today for all of our members, as well as the University of Utah Health Plan and all of their clients and members, is a PBM that we've devised and developed along with them, and that's called RealRx. Next slide, please, Lori. So what does a pharmacy benefit manager or a PBM do for us as an insurer? Well, you guys probably already know most of the key components, but I'll go through them a little bit to describe that. They provide a pharmacy network for us. So certainly in Wyoming, we have to have a local network of independent and chain pharmacies that our members can go to and pick up their prescriptions. But as those members travel nationally, we also need to have a national network. So we have about 55,000 or so pharmacies in our network nationally, just like any other PBM, national or regional PBM does. The PBM needs to adjudicate that claim in real time within 10 to 20 seconds of when that claim is transmitted to us. At that time, an eligibility and benefit validation is done. The PBM also provides clinical programs, formulary management for us, utilization management. Probably the biggest example of utilization management is they help us manage our opioid dispensing from our pharmacies, and being a partner with our providers who are looking to, of course, curb the opioid epidemic that we've experienced, and certainly over the last decade or so. And they also provide manufacturer and rebate contracting for us. Next slide, please, Lori. So why did the co-op change to a PBM of its own design? Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that PBMs can control your contracts. They can play revenue games with you. And so we wanted to upset that. We wanted to take control of that back in our own right and do those kind of things. And this slide just kind of shows you some of the areas where your PBM contracts can hide things from you and cost you revenue, and certainly cost your members some things too. But there's a number of things here that we wanted to take control of and not let the PBM have that control over us with our contracts. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, we did identify the problem with our previous PBM relationships that we had, as well as the University of Utah Health Plan did as well. And so alongside them, we collaborated to create our own solution. And that solution for us is the PBM that we've termed and coined RealRx. There were a couple steps to the build out of RealRx, and the first step was a joint venture team was formed by the University of Utah Health Plan, and then in collaboration with us, did create RealRx. We have a board of directors seat on RealRx, and I can tell you that is just huge for a small company like us, because we're on the inside looking out rather than the outside looking in. The second step of that was, we needed to create a strategy of true transparency with our PBM and all of our contracts. Nothing is hidden from us in our contracts, and it's just really important. The regulators that we have in all of our states now are just paying really close attention to PBMs. There's a lot of legislation that is being passed in all of our states to regulate the PBM industry. We don't want to be on the wrong side of the regulators, and so we've developed a product that we feel is totally transparent to us, as well as that translates to our members as well. Next slide, please. So we had some goals for RealRx. RealRx took us about a year to 18 months to put together. We started our first client changeover June 1st of this year for RealRx. But we had some financial objectives, just like any insurer does. We certainly wanted to eliminate the PBM games that were occurring in our previous PBM contracts. We needed to align our fiduciary responsibilities, and then certainly implement some true, transparent, and pass-through contracts with our PBM offering. We had some operational goals. We needed to improve the PBM service levels that we had in our previous engagement. And then we needed to be able to control our benefit configuration and maintenance much more readily, and then provide a flexible system that can help us. And in a couple of slides, I'll hopefully demonstrate what that flexibility is giving us now. And then we needed some enhanced clinical benefits using lowest net cost strategies and clinical support programs that just able to do a lot more for our members and our clients. Next slide, please. Part of that enhanced collaboration that we get with RealRx is based upon expert guidance. We get expert guidance from RealRx team. They're a local team to us. We also provide expert guidance back to RealRx as being a partner with them. We get much better engagement with them. We get better value balancing our fiduciary and plan benefit goals with our lowest net cost strategies. And then we really get a much more precise administration. We get solutions specific to our needs and goals, and then essentially we get everything we want and nothing that we don't. Next slide, please. So what are the benefits of RealRx or our new PBM to us as well as to you and your members? Well, members are going to see some immediate member savings up front. You're going to get better local member support. Our service teams are local. We know the area, we know our pharmacies, and we know our members. We get much higher degree of integration with our clinical operations teams because those are local rather than national. And then I have to tell you that the co-op team here, all of us, whether it's sales or myself or anybody within the co-op here, we're here to support you as the agents and your clients. Certainly with pharmacy specific needs, questions you might have, and then certainly reporting on the large group side. Next slide, please. And I'm going to end up with this particular slide, but over the course of the last year, as Richard has mentioned to you, we've had a philosophy. We've developed a philosophy over the last year, what we call value-based insurance design. And one of the outcomes of that philosophy, if you will, is being able to, for us to create a value-based preventive drug list for 2021. Now, the graphic on the right kind of explains what that is, but all of these things are going to come without increases to premiums or deductibles. You probably all are aware of the ACA list of medications that are no cost share to members, or in certain instances for large group high deductible HSA options, there's a preventive list. Well, this list that we've developed for 2021 kind of eclipses all those. It's a much larger, broader scaled list than the ACA list or those high deductible lists. It provides no cost share drugs before deductible. And it's really going to be hopefully a real good differentiator for us in our marketplace, as Rich has kind of been describing about the co-op in general. It'll be for all plans in all 3 of our states. When I say all plans, I mean individual family plans, small group plans, large group plans, even those large group plans on the traditional side, even if they didn't have an HSA, we're offering this to virtually anybody that comes to the co-op for 2021. It adds a significant amount of drugs at no cost. Those drugs include drugs for cardiovascular disease, or for example, treatment of hypertension, cholesterolemia, congestive heart failure, and on and on. Diabetes. So we have representative samples of all the insulins, intermediate, rapid-acting, long-acting insulins, as well as a number of oral medications to treat diabetes at no cost share. Asthma, COPD drugs. Many of those medications in this category are inhalers, and they're brand name inhalers, and they're costly. We've decided, again, to put our money where our mouth is and cover those at no cost share prior to deductible. Drugs for depression and osteoporosis as well. So as you can see, this particular value-based preventive list that we're going to implement for 2021, and it also is going to be for any, it doesn't pertain that much in Wyoming because we don't have any large group business there or small group business, but for Montana and Idaho, irrespective of when that group renews, we're turning this on January 1 of 2021. So we really hope that it'll be a great differentiator for us in the marketplace. It'll give you and your clients, as well as individual folks, a much better shot at being able to get medications provided to them at no cost share before deductible. Because as you know, certainly on the individual market, these deductibles get to be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and members really don't get any coverage until they meet those deductibles. So as Richard, our CEO, would always like to say, well, there's a lot of cookies here, and a lot of those cookies, most often, especially on the individual market, are on a shelf up there. You can't reach those. We're moving those cookies down to the lower shelf so you can reach them before deductible. Rich, I'll stop there and let you carry on with the next part of your presentation.
I got my volume on. Sorry about that. You guys, great job, Mark. You guys out there at the chat, putting those questions out there after we get done with this section, because there's two parts of this presentation. We've got this part to get through, and then we have a practicum part, how to use our broker portal. But the key that I want to get to is that ask these questions after we get done here. You can put them on the portal. We're going to address them. And this is some fantastic value that Mark just alluded to. So you guys, this is a special opportunity. You've got this special model, and it's really going to take care of our people. But we're here in Wyoming, established Cheyenne office. I can tell you that. There's our provider relations director, Morris McGaw, and myself here in Cheyenne, and looking to grow the state, create competition, but also, we want to raise the bar for people who get health insurance in all ways, shapes, and forms. Plans are called the High Plains. We're offering small group individual Medicare supplement in the first quarter of 2021. We're looking at about a February 1 launch date for MedSup. Large group will tentatively launch mid-year. Quoting this fall for January 1, 2021 effective dates. So you guys can start quoting. Individual and small group is live out there. So if you haven't got your appointment paperwork or you need some help, give me a call. We want to get that in there because you got to get your password, and then you can get in there and start quoting. We've already started after people who've taken these trainings and then given second trainings on how to start quoting groups. So it is pretty user-friendly, but there's all kinds of resources and support. We want you to succeed. We do not want you to go out there and get frustrated and not quote our products. So please, utilize us. We are here to help you with open arms. Quoting this fall, January 1, 2021, First Choice Health Networks. We're going to talk more about that. And on the line with us is Morris McGaw, the Provider Relations Director for Wyoming. So you guys, I want you to get all your questions out. We get done with this. And then eligible travel benefits. We talked about that, tertiary care through the University of Utah, or TPA. Next slide, please. Med supplement. Something to sing about. So it's pretty exciting. We're launching that. It started in June. We're starting to build the scoreboard there, and we'll kick it off here February 1 in Wyoming. Next slide, please. Medicare supplement. The co-op started selling in June of 2020 in Montana and Idaho. Well, we got to catch up to those guys. So Wyoming, we're game on. We're offering A, F, G, and N, competitive rates. Addition to established commission, a bonus program. $150 is the bonus for underwritten, $25 for guarantee issue. Both underwritten and open enrollment business, both e-application. You're going to want to know that. We'll come out with more training, man. I'll give you all the training you want. And call me anytime. Hard copy applications are available for submission. All materials are available on the broker homepage and hard copies as requested. I want to add to that training. If you guys want to call me up, come to your office. I don't care where you are in the state of Wyoming. I will come there. I will meet with your customers. We'll get everything we can do to help them understand the power of the co-op. Wyoming products will be tentatively available the first quarter of 2021. Next slide, please. Next slide. There we go. Doc on demand. Wow, this is huge. Now, you may have heard some other carriers having this so-called doctor phone call stuff. Well, the co-op was the one who really went big before COVID hit. And I want to go through this slide here, but this is pretty exciting to me, this evolution of this product. Why? Because when you think about, and I used to see the costs and get them broken down, working inside an institutional carrier, and the costs involved for a nationwide, worldwide networks. But if somebody can just say, I can call up and I can get all these benefits that I'm going to go through on the phone, folks, this is telling me where this business could lead to a pathway for more cost-effective healthcare. Copay for urgent care for traditional plans, current zero due to COVID. Urgent care can treat conditions such as bladder infections, bronchitis, fevers, pink eye, rash, sinus problems, stomach aches. Behavioral health can be in 15 to 50 minutes. Urgent care, less than 3 minutes. Behavioral health, less than 24 hours. There's no crisis care. Providers can order scripts and labs. How cool is that? Repeat provider services and access and download the Doctor on Demand app. So I've done it myself. But to me, being in rural Wyoming, you know where it is where you live. You got a lot of these guys traveling hours and hours sometimes to see the doctor of their choice. This is a perfect fit. We want to really get this value out there. To me, it also can help these people with kids in college in other states. They're out traveling. Doc on Demand is a solution. Next slide, please. Travel benefit, all authorized via pre-authorization process. So you got to pre-authorize to get this travel benefit, used in conjunction with services offered through the University of Utah Health Systems. The co-op pays for flight, hotel, food, and transportation. Now it says some restrictions apply. We want to know that. Get definitely in the benefit book on the circumstance that applies to. But also I would say where the deductibles waived too. Available to all members. So we're talking to our individual, small group, and large group. Next slide, please. Vision benefit. Now, we've heard a lot talk about how important vision is. And I used to sell this for years. And I always knew that this was an important part of the health package. To work for a company that says, hey, this is the way it should be, is so refreshing. So just so you know, you guys, they could double dip on that. If they have vision benefits, and one of the brokers from our last meeting said, you know what, this is a pretty cool benefit because $60 reimbursement for an eye exam, they could come back and apply that $60 maybe for their vision plan deductible, or maybe they could apply it for other out-of-pocket expense. Maybe it's for frames or lenses. But no matter what, if they've already had that claim on a vision plan, there's $60 with us. So because we recognize it's a benefit built into the premium cost, it should be part of the health plan. That's how we're doing it. So members go to their appointments, pay directly, making sure to get a copy of their receipts. We got to educate these folks. I'd be happy to help you side by side and do this, guys and gals. The member then submits their receipt along with the claim form, which is available at www.mountainhealth.coop. Please make that a favorite on your computer. Submit via mail to University of Utah Health Plans, P.O. Box, there it is, all the address information, or you can fax it in or email it. This benefit is paid as part of your medical benefit plan with the co-op. If you have other vision, we have already covered that. So next slide, please. This slide here is talking about the dental. But you know, when I saw this, the first thing that I looked at was how many teeth were in his mouth, 5. So you don't want to have your members with 5 teeth in their mouth. You want to have all your teeth in your mouth your whole life, because a healthy mouth is a healthy life just as much as vision and the rest of your body. And your mouth, the vision is an extension of your brain. Your mouth has a relationship to your heart. And I would tell you, as aging, my mouth, man, I brush 3 times a day. Staying on top of my teeth is critical to my overall health. And so this $100 reimbursement, I went through how the guys, you send in that reimbursement on that last slide, and we'll have these information available to you. We're going to put up these presentations on our website. You can go back and check them again. But again, even on our website, if you look this up, how to send these in to the you, and fax, email. You do the same thing with the dental. These guys want to pay for this up front and get the receipt, and then we reimburse them $100 for dental. Next slide, please. All right, miscellaneous reminders. Individual small group plans and rates should be available to quote in October. We're already there. So we're ahead of schedule. And well, it says in October, but we hit it right on the head. You guys out there already quoting. I'm working with a number of you guys already. Renewals, we do not auto renew groups at this time. So understand that and be prepared. We're going to send you out a reminder. Hey, it's renewal time. But we have a lot of plans and options, and things change. We're in the raising the bar business, not the status quo, making things better. So you're going to want to keep on the lookout for the renewals for your plans. Agent commission not paid until the individual group clients pay their premiums. You want to watch when you sell some of our stuff, and you're going to sell a lot of our stuff, that they get that first check in there so we pay you, and we want to make sure you get paid. So let's stay on top of that together. Explanation of benefits. Members get electronic EOBs unless request papers. So there's no automatic EOB on this, you guys. You got to understand, we're trying to contain the cost for the members, and I'm a big believer in EOBs. So I love getting my EOB in the mail. It tells me exactly how much I should pay, or I can look and see if it paid right. So if your people are a computer, great. They can set it up, get it there or paper, but they do it by calling customer service. The general agent questions needed assistance can be emailed. Agent info, I would definitely take a picture of that guy. It's on our website. That is your email address to us for everything, as you know, for your as you sent in your appointment paperwork. Or this phone number, 855-447-2900. That's to the home office. And all you guys have my direct line, which is my cell phone or my office line. We're here to support you guys in every way, shape, or form. We want these members to have a positive member experience. And if we don't do it right, we're not saying we're perfect, but I will tell you that I've met the people in this company. They flew me up to Helena, and these are all good people. And so we want to do it right. If we're not doing it right, I want to hear about it. So next slide, please. All right, small group new sales. Check this slide here. Move this over. We wanted to work with you, our trusted partners, on opportunities, eligible to obtain quotes, classifications of quoted employees. Small groups can select up to 3 plans, but no more than the number of employees on the plan. So we have a lot more flexibility in the co-op model. Again, put aside all your past experiences. We're not like the other guys. This is about the members. This is about the business. So we're going to offer up to 3 plans. And so, but not any more than the members. But if that's going to serve that group right, you're going to have to ask more fact-find questions. We could do a management-only plan even. So this is pretty cool stuff, guys. And this is a lot of leverage that maybe you couldn't close that group sale before. They went on individual and small group. They could get the benefits of the group because we have more flexibility in working this. So you guys, I've always been telling you, run it up the flagpole with us. Let's find out both composite rates and age rates. Just did a broker this morning on this. They were doing age group forever, and they were so excited that they could get a small group composite rate. You guys, this is cool stuff. All enrollment and processing can be completed online in the broker portal. You know what? You can go in there and do a small group sale. You don't even need us. You can get in there, do the sale, save it, make the sale, go on your way. But if you do need us and help us step in there, we're going to require the employer application. But you want to read through. I did this with a broker training this morning. If you need additional training, just how you want to make sure you've done your homework then when you do a sale and we're not involved. Those application processes, signatures on your end, we're assuming that everything's done right. You want to read through everything we have on the broker portal. All right, and then rates are competitive. Don't wait to do new quotes and sell. That's right. I would tell you, in individual and small group, we are competitive. And some of you guys, thank you so much for calling me and running those rates and comparing us with competitors. And so, guys, some guys are even busting it down the age groups, age bands, and pretty cool stuff. Thank you so much. You know who you are out there. Next slide, please. All right, resources for you. Broker portal 24/7, Mountain Health Co-op. Man, have that as a favorite. LinkedIn group. If you're a big LinkedIn fan, we've got our LinkedIn Mountain Health Co-op page. Join it. A lot of information going on there. A lot of the other brokers in Idaho and Montana have a population of that like that. That's available for you out there. The co-op's podcast covered. So I know I go out to the Facebook page and I see all these videos that are out there. And a lot of members of our team have been videoed covering subjects for health insurance in our programs. So you can go out there for more education for you or your members. Our sales team, we're all here to support. The reason we reviewed everybody on the team is because you may work with everybody on the team. And those of us who carry a license by Richard's direction, we are all licensed in all the other 3 states too. So it's pretty cool. You never know who needs to step in, but we're a team and we want to see you succeed. And then email us at agent info, and you guys have my email address. Next slide, please. Questions. So if you guys want to unmute, let's fire off these questions. Let's take first, you guys in Helena, have you been keeping track of the chat questions? Maybe we'll answer those guys first. Jeff, you seeing the chat questions?
Rich, there's been limited chat questions, and so any that have come in have been answered, and I don't think there's any in the queue now. We'll continue to watch it as the voice questions come in. Okay.
Well, you guys on mute. Any of you guys got some questions about our networks? We got Morris McGaw, Provider Relations Director, right next door to me. Any questions, you guys? Going once. Going twice. Must have did a good job of presenting. I've got a federal trainer. If anybody doesn't answer questions, that means you did a great job training. So,
Rich, this is Brian Linnell.
You go, hey, Brian.
You know, I'm going to ask the question. Tell us
You-
about the networks, both the medical network as well as your pharmacy network.
And I'd like to turn that over to our Provider Relations Director for Wyoming, Mr. Morris McGaw. Morris, it's all yours.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Rich. And I'm gonna let Mark talk a little bit about the pharmacy network, but I'll go ahead and cover the medical network while while we're on here. So right now we're going to be currently leasing the First Choice Health Network, which is actually a pretty robust network in the state of Wyoming. So that will be our going. We are looking at providers that we have potential gaps for and direct contracting them with the Mountain Health Co-op. So right now there's a few of the chiropractors and a few other providers that we're looking at on that perspective. But for the most part, pretty good coverage in the state. One of the things I will say is, please, if you find that you have a provider that's not in our network, please let me know. I would be happy to work with them and get them into our network. Our goal is to have as expansive a network in the state of Wyoming as we can have for our members. Does that cover, Brian, or you need some more on that?
Well, I'm actually on your website, and there's Find a Doctor Wyoming, High Plains Provider Network Finder for all types of providers, and an employer group network providers outside of Montana, Idaho, and Utah. I'm not quite sure I know which one we should be using.
So I would use the one that's, let me see exactly what you're talking about. The one that's in, can you click on the Find a Provider on the network there?
Lori, they're asking if you could do that on the website that they're in Helena. You guys, if you could do it for the screen.
So everybody
yes.
can see what it
So
looks like. Thank you. So go to the Wyoming Find a Doctor. And then you click on the High Plains Network Provider Finder. And then basically you can look, if you're looking for a individual provider, a clinic, or a facility, you can put in their name or specialty or, you know, the city that you're looking for them in. And that'll give you the results. And generally, I mean, you can do a specific, like I said, provider, or you can do a city search and find whatever's available under a certain specialty that you're looking for.
And then the second one that's in there that kind of has a dark gray background, where it says employer group network providers outside of Montana, Idaho, and Utah. And then there's another link within that too. What are those?
So basically that's looking for the group coverage. Under group coverage, we're using the First Health Network as our wrap network outside of the states. And that's all three, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. And you can find the providers looking under that for that search. And that doesn't include individual, Brian. That's just our group for our group network outside. We're in the process right now of working on ensuring, you know, we all know that there's issues with specialty care and tertiary care in Wyoming. So we're working with providers, especially in our bordering communities, to ensure that we have a robust network that's close by for those certain services. You know, obviously our intent is to try and keep coverage within the community as best we can, but we do know that there is a need for outmigration for certain things. So we are definitely working on expanding the network to cover that.
Okay, so we use the High Plains for individual and small group, and then outside of our states, just for group, we use the employer group network.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Any more questions out there?
Hey, Rich, I would answer the pharmacy network question if you'd like me to.
Yes, please, Mark.
Brian, our philosophy in Idaho as well as Montana, and certainly going to be in Wyoming as well, that we want to provide as an open pharmacy network. So currently we have all the chains, most all of the independents. We're working on some of the tribal pharmacies. Tribal pharmacies are a little harder sometimes to contract with, because they might use, that tribal pharmacy's network contractor, if you will, might not reside where that tribal pharmacy is actually located. So we're working on some of those individual tribal pharmacies to get them in network. But I can tell you today that our pharmacy network is considered an open one. If you find an individual pharmacy, certainly a independent pharmacy that is not contracted with us, I wish you'd certainly tell us right away, because we certainly will do our level best to get them in network. But I can tell you that we should have pretty much all of the independent and chain pharmacies in our network today.
Thank you, Mark. Any more questions out there? Well, you guys were always available, Mark and Morris. Just so you know, forget about all your past experiences. You want to get it, you got an employer, and preferably a good sized employer, and you want us to come in and do a meeting and help you in the presentation process, support the information to these business owners of Wyoming. We understand this is all new stuff, and we're here to support you. These guys will come in, also are available to help us in these sales processes. I just want you to know we got a team supporting you. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Lori and Helena to go over the broker portal. Take it away, Lori.
Okay, thank you, Rich. So we just wanted to go over a few of the things that are available to you, things that you can use on the broker portal, and then on our website, things that you want to remember to have your members that you enroll use as well. So first of all, on mountainhealth.coop, that's our website. One of the options across the top is brokers. If you click on brokers, you come to the page for brokers. The first thing is order sales lit. If you click on that button, it generates an email that goes to our agent info email box that we've talked about previously. And in that email, you can ask for Medicare SUP information or individual or group, whatever kind of sales information you might be looking for. You can just click on Order Sales Lit, and an email will be generated to us with whatever kind of information that you're looking for. The other thing on the top of this page is the login button, and this is going to get you to our broker portal, which once you get appointed, we send you an email with a link and a user ID and password for our broker portal, and this is where you can get to the login after the initial time you set it up. And then we will have the broker presentations out here. So we're just finishing up, so we haven't put them out there yet, but we'll have this presentation for Wyoming. We'll have an Idaho and a Montana presentation out there as well, in case you want to re-listen to the presentation, or maybe have somebody else in your office listen to it. And then we have our plan comparison charts. These right now are for 2020. We're just getting ready to put the 2021 comparison charts out there. And of course, Wyoming will be added. And what these are, if you click on it, it'll just come up with all of the plans that are available in that state for individual and for group. So for right now in Montana, we have Connected Care and the Co-op Plus options. And like I said, it goes individual and for group. So those will be put out there soon. So that's where you can find all of our plans. And then if you keep scrolling down, we have the forms and documents. Now, right now, you'll see the website just has Idaho and Montana. Our web developer is working on this right now. We're adding Wyoming. So you'll see another section for Wyoming. So it might change a bit, but you'll see all the Wyoming information. And what we have out here for your use are the individual applications. So if you're going to enroll an individual on one of our plans, you can have them fill out an application. You can pick Link or Access Engage, or for Montana Connected Care. For your state, there'll be one application that'll be for High Plains. Under group applications, we have available a census, and the census is you could give it if you have a group that you're enrolling, and it's a decent sized group, 10, 20, 30 people. You could send a census to your group. They could fill out the census information, so the employee information, their names, date of birth, gender, social security number, any information that's on that census. They could fill it out, send it back to you, and then you'll be able to import that right into the broker portal, so you don't have to manually enter all that information. So I'll show you where the census is and how you would import that when we look at the broker portal, but this is where that census will be. The group application, again, you could send this to a group. They would fill this out, and I think it should come up here. Can you see it, Cheryl? So you could give this to a group to fill out this, and then when you're entering the information into our broker portal, you know their legal name, you know their tax ID number, the email addresses, contact information. So it's just the application that you can have them fill out. You don't have to, but you can if you want. And then we have the employee enrollment form, same thing. If you send this to your group, they can have each employee complete the application. If they have new hires, they can complete the application, telling us all the pertinent information about the member and then what plan that they want to enroll on. They can write in. And these documents are all nice to have. You can either put them in your files or you can attach them to the portal so that there's always proof of the document that was entered into the system. So there's a way that we can attach these to the portal as well, and we'll go over that in a minute. Let's see, the other thing we have on here is a user's guide. This is for the broker portal that we'll go over. There'll be a user guide out there. We have an agent of record form. So if you are going to change the agent to yourself on a group where there's an existing agent, you could complete the agent of record form and send it into us, and we'll get that information changed. ACH debit information, and then again, there's one for a direct application for individual coverage. So somebody that's not going through the marketplace, you can download the application for individual. And again, all this information will be added for Wyoming. So then we get into Medicare supplement information. So we will have for Wyoming the Medicare supplement rates. There'll be a spreadsheet that has the annual rates for an individual for their age, and there'll be a rate sheet showing the monthly premiums for the member for their age. There's an insurance guide, so you can always go to the insurance guide if you have questions. If somebody is guaranteed issue or they are underwritten, if certain things are required, you can always go to the user guide and get any of your questions answered. We have our outline of coverage, which will go over the benefits that we offer, the A, F, G, and N benefits. We have a health insurance information authorization form that you can fill out and send in, a reinstatement application. So all of these will be out there for you guys to use or download whenever you need them. E-application, there's a training video on how to do the E-application, EFT information. So all this information will be available. If you do need to call on a Medicare SUP contract or application, we have a third-party administrator, UFLIC, that processes our claims and handles our membership. So if you have a question on an existing member, you can contact them at the telephone number here, you can email them at pos@uflic.com, and there's their address in Oklahoma if you need to send them something. If you have an application that you've submitted and it's not been approved yet, and you have questions about that application, you can call our third-party administrator for that, and that's a different phone number. So you would contact that phone number in option 4 during these times. It's Central Time. And, you know, because of COVID, sometimes they're not always all working in the office, so you might have to leave a message, and they will get back to you within an hour. And if you have to submit a hard copy application, you would send it to, newbusiness@uflic.com. That's where you could send hard copy applications. Is there any questions on the broker page? Okay, so before we leave our website, a couple more things I just want to show you that you might want to remember to tell your members when you enroll people. They should go to mountainhealth.coop. If they go under members, they can get forms. Rich was telling you about submitting the claim forms for the dental or the vision. They can get a claim form under the member tab. They can get access to the Real RX pharmacy page by clicking on pharmacy. They can look at the drug list. They can log into the Real RX. They have a portal. They can log into that. There's just a whole bunch of things that members could use. Information on vision, the telehealth assessment, doctor on demand, my chart. I think Rich talked about explanation of benefits are available electronically. In order to look at them electronically, they need to activate their MyChart account. So this is where they would go to do that. So just a few things you want to tell your members to look for on our website. Okay, and anything else, if you or the members or a group or an individual wants to look at any of our plan documentation for small group, they go under View Plan Documents, and of course we have individual plan documents and group plan documents. You simply click on that, and all of the plan documents for all the plans offered are available. So for Wyoming, we have the Silver Plus, Bronze, and Gold. Those are the options that are available. And we have the Summary of Benefits, the Schedule of Benefits, and then our policy or the contract for those benefits is available too. So those are available to you to download if you want one or your group or member wants one. So we'll go right into the broker portal. Again, to do that, you would, from the tab here, you would just click on Log In, and right here. And if you give me 1 second, because we're going to log into a test system, so I just have to bring it up. So I'm going to give me 1 second to change screens. Okay, so when you get the email that you have been appointed, you get the link to our broker portal with a user ID and password. So once you get that user ID and password, you come into the user login. This is the home page. You put in your user ID and password, and then you come up to the dashboard. The dashboard is going to give you activity for just yourself. So it's going to show you all the activity you've had in the last few months. It's going to show you how many members you have enrolled, about the approximate monthly premium for those members. It'll show you if you have any groups or individuals that are pending effectuation or that need to pay, in other words. Or you can look at proposals, applications, members that you have on the system. But sometimes an easier way to do it, because you're going in there to to do a quote or to look up a group or an individual, you can just use the options at the top of the screen here. So the first thing we would do is go to, if you're going to quote a group, you would just go to your dashboard, click on New Quote, and then you can pick if you're going to do an individual or a group quote. So we're going to just start a quote here, and you just have to put in a little bit of information to get a quote going, like a name, and a zip code. It's going to come up with Wyoming. If you put in a Montana zip code or an Idaho zip code, it'll come up with that state. You're going to put in your effective date. And here's where you're going to select those member level or age rates or composite rates, like Rich was telling you about. And then you just click on Next. This is where you would enter the information of the employees you want to quote. So if it's a small group of 3, you would just put in their gender, their date of birth, whether or not they use tobacco. If they're enrolling, you would leave this blank, but if they're waiving, you could enter them, but you could mark that they're waiving. Then the employee class, perhaps they're full-time, or maybe it's management, whatever you want to put in there, you can. This is also where you could import that census that I showed you from the website. So to do that, you would simply click on Upload Employee Spreadsheet. We would just pick the file wherever you have it saved. When the group sends it to you, you'll put it in your C drive or wherever, whatever file name you name it. You're going to just choose that file, and then you're going to submit, and it's going to import all those people from that census. And I'll show you kind of what the census looks like. If you wanted a sample of the census, you could go under Sample Employee Spreadsheet. And can you see that, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay. And this is what the census will...
Not that one. Sorry, I cannot.
Oh, okay.
Happened
So,
last time, I think.
yeah, you can't see the census for some reason. When I bring that up, it doesn't share. But anyway, that's where you would see the census if you could. Sorry about that. Okay, so once you get your employees entered here, you would just hit Next, and then you would pick a plan. So you might want to show them the silver and the gold plans that you have available, and then you would just click on a button that says Generate Proposal. And because I didn't enter any people, I can't show you that screen. But I'll show you what happens next. So once you generate the proposal, you would go out to your group, and this shows, I just put in the name UAT, but whatever name you put in, the information will come up for that group. So I have groups in a couple different phases here just to show you how it would be. So you first do the quote, and as soon as you create the PDF to send to your group, it is saved as an application. So now we have an application that's started for our group. So if they come back and say, oh yeah, I'm interested in that plan, you would go into your group and you would complete the information. Typically this will be blank when you log in here. So you'll add in the tax ID number, if they're a corporation, if they have a doing business as name. Looks like that's everything that is required. And then you just click on Next. It's very easy. You're just going to fill out the blanks. Here's eligibility information, how many active employees are there, if there's anybody on COBRA, how many are going to be enrolling, if there's anybody in Medicare. So you would just fill out those fields and click on Next. Contact information, you would just put that in there. This might be whatever information they have on that employer application that they completed for you. The address information. Here's the options. So we are saying that this is for full-time employees as the class. The contribution amount is there, $100 for employees and $100 for dependents a month. Here's the employee listing of the people that we manually entered. So what we would do from here is these applications are incomplete because we just put in the gender, the date of birth. So you would need to complete those. So you just click on edit. It tells you what's missing. You need the name and the address and social security number. So to do that, to complete those apps, you just click on edit and you just basically put in all that information. Once you've done that, you just click on next. And because I don't have these completed, I can't show you what that'll look like. But when you're done, if you look at the summary will tell you that everything is completed and you're ready to just submit that application. And so everything here would show complete. Right now it's saying that we still have some incomplete information on the enrollment and the employee's application. So once everything's complete, it'll just show that everything is completed, and there'll be a submit button at the bottom of the page, and you would just submit this. Okay, so once you submit it, the information comes to us here in Helena, and we go out a couple times a day, and we look for any groups that have been submitted, and we approve them. Once they're approved, it comes back to you, and you then are ready to complete that. So to complete that, the group's going to be in ready to review. You're going to click on that group, and at this point you need to add the benefits. So perhaps you have a group that you selected 2 benefit plans for. You need to go in to each employee and you need to tell us what benefit they want. Okay, the coverage will be blank on these. So you go into the member's account, and because these are completed, it looks a tiny bit different, but under available actions, there'll be an option here that'll say add benefits. You'll add the benefit, you click on that, and the 2 benefits that you're offering will come up. You'll pick one of them, and that's the benefit for that person. Once all those people are done, they would all be out here as submitted, and then you would just be ready to submit your group enrollment and pay. Once you do that, your group is sold and everything is done. If you wanted to, a couple months down the road, the employer says, oh, we have a new hire on our group, then you would just go into the group. This button will no longer be here. So you'll go into the group, you'll go to the Employees tab, and you can add a new employee by just clicking on that button. If they said that somebody has terminated for whatever reason, you can also go into that person and you could change benefits here, and there'll be an option to cancel or terminate. So you can do it yourself. The group can do it themselves. The group will also have a portal with just their group and their employees, and they can also manage their employees. So they can add people, they can cancel people, whatever they need to do, a group can do as well. Or, of course, me, Cheryl, or Carly can also help you out if you need help on adding somebody or terming somebody. So that is, the other thing I wanted to show you on this available on the portal that I think you'll use is at the top on the menu bar under Tools, if you go to Rate Sheet, you can put in the benefit year that you're looking for, if you're looking for group or individual rates. You can pick the state that you want. You can put in an effective date. And a zip code of rates that you're looking for. And if you click on Show Rates, a listing of all the rates are going to come up that are available for all the plans in that area. So you guys have 4 plans available in Wyoming, so it will show you the rates for each of those 4 plans for any of these ages. So if a group calls you and says, oh, we have somebody new starting, do you know what their rate is going to be? You could bring up the rate sheet and tell them that for their 39-year-old employee, it'll be $598 for the benefit plan they're on if they're on the gold plan. So you can go out and use this tool, use the rate sheet to find out rates. And if you have a client in Montana or Idaho, you can do the same thing, individual or group. If you want to look for a particular person, whether they're an individual or a group, you just click on people. You can put the first name or the last name. I don't know if I have anybody out here. Yeah, so if I just put in the name Test, anybody with that first name will come up. So you can search for people, and then it'll tell you if those people are in a group or if they're on an individual plan. These people happen to be in groups. If they were on an individual plan, there would be no group there. So that's kind of the portal in a nutshell. Is there any questions?
Any questions for Lori out there? Well, Lori, thank you so much. Great presentation, you guys. The broker portal, of course, this is, this is where bread and butter is. All right, go ahead. I hear your question.
Anything about the marketplace? Is there a link to link up, or do we just go directly to the marketplace during open enrollment?
I believe you would go directly to the marketplace, and then you'll be able to sell our plans through that, including as an agent. So you go directly there. We don't have a link from our website.
Kind of weird.
Okay.
Sort of is.
That's all we needed to know.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, not a problem.
Any other questions out there? Good questions, guys. Any questions? You got our whole staff available to you. All right. This was a great meeting. Jeff, do you have any final thoughts for us?
No, Rich, this is just super exciting. As it was stressed a few different times, we're agent-centric. We're looking to do business with you, not without you, and we just expect to do great things together. Individual and small group, ready to go, Med-Sup, first quarter, and then we'll roll out large group opportunities as we get into spring. You have a super sales executive there, Rich Wessenberg, as well as our Morris, our expert on the provider end. And so in good hands, we're here to support and look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you, everybody, for being on. Look forward to a great 2021 year. Let's go get them. Thank you so much for being on, and have a great day.